As you can see here, the market splits off to the left, to the right. There's so many areas you can go and explore in here. A little overwhelming, but just so cool to see how this is all organized every week. Seems like the deeper we get into this market, crazier it gets. What's up, guys? It's Ryan, and welcome back to another video. And today we are in El Alto, which is a very traditional area. And the reason I'm here today is because I am going to the largest open air market in South America. And it is here amongst all the locals, and this place is crazy. It's only on Thursdays and Sundays. Today is Thursday, so it's not as crazy as it is on Sunday, but we're just gonna walk through it. It's massive, so we got a lot to do and a lot to see. So this market spreads several kilometers. Like, you could walk it and it could take you multiple hours. So we probably won't be able to see everything, but they have literally probably everything you think of: cars, crazy foods, kitchen utensils, fruits, vegetables. Anything and everything you can think of, they probably have. So with that being said, we kind of arrived at where it starts, and there's just vendors everywhere. The name of the street is 16 de Junio, and the reason for that is because that is actually the Independence Day here in Bolivia. So the market's just getting started here, but you know, you already see tons of locals laying out their goods, lots of fresh produce, clothes. They got these mobile vendors as well with their speakers selling stuff. A lot of women in traditional clothing. It's quite chaotic here. And it should be known, this is a very local market. It is not any kind of tourist market. There's no souvenirs or anything being sold here. Just stuff that the locals would need: soaps, clothes, food. A lot of locals here come here to shop because it's every Thursday and Sunday they get their weekly goods. And with that being said, it sounds like it's a little bit more dangerous as far as pickpocketing and such, especially me standing out as a foreigner here. There is not really any foreigners here, so I'm, you know, definitely could be a victim for that. So I just gotta be careful recording and such. But I'm gonna do my best to show you guys everything. It's just chaos here though. There's cars driving through here, motorbikes, tons of people. They got clothes here. So many people, and it's a Thursday at like noon, and we're not even in the busy area yet. So you can see the market goes over there and it goes all the way down here. Like I said, several kilometers, and I'm hoping to pick up a thing or two while I'm here. We'll see how that goes, if I'm able to, but I'm sure I'll be able to find some cool stuff. Here they got some jewelry, tons of stuff you just would find at a normal grocery store too. Fruits, vegetables, like I was saying, sweaters. And most of the stuff is being sold by these traditional women. As I read online, this area is a symbol for traditional Aymara culture, which is very important to local Bolivian people. This is just like a universal area to find anything you'd want. Your shoes, hats. I think they try to divide it into sections, so most of the same stuff is in the same sections, but even then it's still so chaotic here. As you can see here, the market splits off to the left, to the right. There's so many areas you can go and explore in here. A little overwhelming, but just so cool to see how this is all organized every week, every Thursday and every Sunday. Selling rope, wallets, backpacks, sweat jackets. The clothing you'll see many of these women wearing are called traditional poleras, I believe, and it's these long skirts and these hats, and that's how you can recognize they're trying to honor their heritage and their culture, which is really cool. Because I know nowadays a lot of the younger women, they just wear Western clothes, but the older women, they want to honor their culture. It's very unique to see, not something I'm necessarily used to seeing in other countries. I think it's more popular for the women to wear that stuff here up in El Alto versus down in the main part of La Paz, because this, I feel like, is a more traditional part of La Paz. It's not as developed as it is in the downtown area, at least. Okay, I found myself in between the two areas, so we gotta cut out of here back into the main area, and we're back. See, such a cool area. Got an ice cream shop here. Get a shiesty. Like I was saying, today is nothing compared to Sunday. Sunday it gets even more crazy from what I've heard. It's my first time here, of course, but Thursdays are a little bit more chill. But even with that being said, there's still so many people. They got toilet paper, tissues, and then right next to that they got dress shirts, hats. So maybe it's not too well organized as far as the same stuff in the same areas. But now we are getting we got some food here. More sweet treats. We got like 5 different directions we could go here. We're gonna stay straight though. Like I said, I won't be able to see everything here, but we'll try to get a good general gist of the area. So going a little bit more into El Alto, from what I read online, it sounds like El Alto used to be a very poor suburb. And now with the addition of markets like this and other popular things to do up here, it's grown into one of the more dynamic cities here in Bolivia. Can get some fresh Nikes here. They got soccer jerseys. That would be cool. I could get a Bolivian jersey. I'll keep walking for now though. If you get stuck up somewhere, you're not gonna be able to see anything else. They got some gafas here. Such a crazy place. Got cleats, soccer cleats, everything. And as you would expect, this being a very local market, nobody speaks English here. It's all Spanish. Luckily, I know some Spanish, so I should be able to communicate if I'm looking to get anything. But for now, we just keep walking. Tons of stuff here. A lot of it is somewhat similar. You know, the clothing, the jackets. We got some soccer balls. But if you can just think, this spreads for several kilometers. It's pretty crazy. And you can see the cable cars overhead. That's that Teleférico cable car system that goes all throughout La Paz and makes it a lot easier for the locals to get around. Got some more clothes here. This woman is currently knitting something. One of the most unique markets I've been to, that is for sure. I mean, I've been to several markets, especially in Asia, the open air markets. This one's different just because of who the vendors are, the locals honoring their traditions, their culture, and the fact that the elevation is over 4,000 meters up just makes it harder to walk around and enjoy it as much. Of course, the locals, they live up here, so they're used to it, but coming from a different part of the world, it hits you hard. That altitude sickness definitely can be a thing. We keep walking though, and just look at how far out this spreads on each side as well. Oh, found in the trash can. They got some food over here now. Chicharron. We got kitchenware. We can literally just weave back and forth. And you still wouldn't be able to see everything if you did that. Because even though most of the market is here on this street, 16 de Junio street, every single side street coming off of this street is more of the market where more vendors are set up. I don't think there's a single spot in this area that's kind of just open. And if you notice, most of these vendors, they got like tarps set up over their stands. And I think that's mainly in case it starts to rain, because they do get the occasional rainstorm. They're prepared though. So these women wearing these traditional clothing are actually referred to as cholenas pasinas, but also just known as the Maya women, honoring again their traditions, their culture. It seems like the deeper we get into this market, crazier it gets. The more people. They got these interesting drinks, like jello type desserts. I think we're more in the food area now. Wow, there's a lot more people in this area. They got anything and everything you could think of. Tons of hats, I will say. I think I've seen the most hats and backpacks. Just clothes in general. Why would you go to a clothing store when you could just come here to get clothes? One thing I do wonder though is how each of these vendors get all of their stuff. Is it a lot of it just made by them? Do they buy it in bulk and they're reselling it here, or what? If you know, let me know in the comments. But it is interesting to me where they actually get all of their stuff from. Maybe it is just all made from them. We got some locals enjoying their lunch. I will cut into here. I like to just weave back and forth. These vendors are more just set up on the ground. Like, what even is this stuff? Nuts and bolts here. And if you look around, try to find a single foreigner here. Because let me tell you, I don't see any. It can be a little intimidating, but that's what I like to be. Like I've said so many times before, I like to be immersed in the culture and the livelihoods of these people. And if you kind of see up here, you can see it just goes on and on and on and on. So many of these vendors here. And if you think about it, with this market only being on Thursdays and Sundays, every Thursday, Sunday, they gotta put everything out. And then at the end of the day, they gotta take it all down. So it's crazy. Yeah, gracias, amigo. See, I mean, locals are telling me to be careful too with my phone, so gotta be cautious, but it is definitely crazy. This all just pops up one day and goes away the next. Before I started this video too, when I first got up here into El Alto this morning, I met this local, his name's Rodrigo. He was telling me a little bit about the area, being helpful, but he was even saying himself that this is probably one of the more dangerous parts of La Paz area. So we'll walk around a little bit more, but I mean, this place is so big. I feel like we've seen a good portion of it. We get a general idea. If I see anything I want to buy, I'll definitely record that. But for now, we'll just check out, see if there's anything different we see. More nuts and bolts here. to like car mechanic stuff. I feel like the deeper I get in here, the more and more likely it will get into trouble. So we'll be cautious. Gotta be cautious. Though it is the middle of the day, like Rodrigo was saying, you know, you're just as likely to run into problems. One of my favorite things though about this area, La Paz, is just the background, the mountains, the landscape as a whole is beautiful. Just overlooking this market is insane. All right, we've been walking on the side. We're gonna walk back in the middle for a little bit. Hold my phone extra tight. But again, we're still on that, yes you say, Junio Street. But we could go off to the left down there. You got so many areas, directions you could go. This place is crazy. I'm getting all kinds of weird looks. They're selling iPhones here too, it looks like. See, they're just set up on the table here. You can buy iPhones, you can buy laptops here too. I said, you can buy anything, chargers. You think of it, they literally have it here. There's some more women knitting some clothing. Here they're making some more stuff here too. And then they just got stuff thrown out on the ground. Look at this vendor. Some very cool art here, like paper mache almost. A lot of very talented, hardworking people here. That is for sure. Here we made it to another intersection where the market goes all the way down there. Or you can just keep going all the way down here. All right, with that being said, we're gonna turn around here, start making our way back. Because as I said in the beginning of the video, there's no chance I'm gonna be able to see everything. Unless I had the whole day from open to close. Even then, I don't know if you'd be able to see everything. But we got the general gist. We'll start making our way slowly back. And if I find some cool stuff that I didn't see on the way there, I'll definitely let you guys know. I do want to get one or two things while I'm here, so we'll see if that happens. But for now, I'm just gonna walk through and enjoy it. Found the ice cream man here. So let's make our way through this market though. Let me tell you, it'd be so easy to get lost in this market if you didn't have maps or something, because I could easily get lost right now. All right, we took a turn down a different part of the market here, and we're getting to like bigger like generators and power tools and stuff now. It's interesting what you'll find if you go down these different alleys and pathways. This lady's selling some juice out of buckets. It's got a pile of rocks. I know I've already said this probably 100 times, but this place is crazy. Look at this, they have like those toy car things that kids would ride in. These like backpack things for kids, back braces. I don't even know what half the stuff I'm looking at is. I need a map or something that explains where each thing is throughout this market. It's so big and complicated. I guess one way you can figure out where you are is looking up at the cable cars. You can see the color of them, so we're close to the blue line, I know that. Okay, I'm like in a totally uncharted territory now. I haven't even seen this part before. So crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. And from what I saw, it looks like this market's open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Thursdays and Sundays. So these vendors are here about almost 12 hours. So they're right in the middle of the day. A lot of them are like eating lunch and stuff right now. So they're at their stands eating lunch. They got like car bumpers they're selling here. Wings for the cars. And all of a sudden there's fruit. They got Xbox and PlayStation games. Car mirrors. So it's like grouped together, but it's not at the same time. Little puppy chilling here. Here we got more car parts. This is what I kind of wanted to see more. Like, I didn't know if it was going to be full on cars here, but there's definitely parts of cars here. You could almost build your own car from all the stuff you could buy. Well, check this out. They got fish in here they're selling. Just in the middle of all this car stuff. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but I guess it doesn't really have to here. Okay, I don't know where I'm at now. I'm a little lost. But I'm in like this roundabout area. And it looks like in the middle there's like this almost fair going on. There's kids playing on like a trampoline. They got a little merry-go-round with these cars. They have everything here. When I say everything, everything. Kids are staying amused. I've never seen a merry-go-round like that. I am gonna try and start making my way out of here. I don't know how well it's gonna go, but I can't be here all day. And the longer I stay here, the more likely I'm gonna get myself into trouble. Okay, so I think all these cars parked here are actually cars that are up for sale. So like I was saying earlier, they sell cars here. Yeah, this is them selling their cars. See, they got pretty much for sale signs up on most of these. Who knows, maybe I'll walk out of here with a new car. All right, this is the one thing I haven't seen yet for the car, is the actual car seats. So yeah, you could literally make your own car with the stuff you could buy here. So comparing again this market to like the markets I've been to before, especially the one that I remember, it was in Thailand. It was like the biggest open air market in Asia or in Southeast Asia. That one was a bit more organized. Like they had all the food vendors in one area. clothing vendors, all divided into sections. This one's just pure chaos, pure chaos. They do have public bathrooms though. I'm sure you have to pay. I don't even know where it is, but there's a sign. Look at this, got like a boxing WWE ring with action figures, more car parts. And then you look over here and they got underwear. Like not much categorization. And you'll see these guys, like this guy in front of me, who is mobile, selling some apples and other fruit. They all have these speakers too on them that just repeat the same things with what they're saying. So if you're in the radius, you know the Apple man is nearby. All right, we're making it out of here slowly. Just ahead of us is this blue building, which is where I need to go, the Teleférico cable car system. And before we finish up the video here, I will say one other thing I noticed is there's no like police officers or anything kind of keeping everything in check. So I think that's why there's a little bit more crime than typical areas, because there's not really anyone monitoring that stuff. All right, we made it out of the chaos of this market that is the El Alto market. We're back at the Teleférico station now. Even here though, there's tons of people, ice cream vendors and stuff. But with that being said, we'll wrap up the video there. I just wanted to show you guys what this market's all about. Like I said, it's the biggest open air market in all of South America. So if you're here, you kind of have to check it out. Again, I didn't buy anything today, but it was more about just getting the experience. And maybe one day I'll come back and actually get something while I'm here. We'll see. But for now, again, just showing the overview. They had literally anything and everything you can think of. And I had a good time exploring. And I made it out with all my belongings, which is the most important thing. Again, I kept being told by locals it's more dangerous, but honestly, I didn't feel too threatened at all. Besides almost every single local staring at me, that's as far as it goes, but kind of used to that at this point. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, just showing an overview of the El Alto market here in El Alto, Bolivia on Thursdays and Sundays. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.